can an academic manuscript be interesting to read, just like how storybooks and novels can be? And the answer is yes. So how can you write an engaging and interesting academic manuscript? I'm going to share 3 pointers. Now, number 1 is to use simpler terms instead of jargons. I understand that complex terms are part of the academia, but as an author, I feel that you should be well versed in your research or in your profession and be able to explain these terminologies in the simplest way possible. Contrary to popular belief in academics, there is no need to use strong jargons where it can be explained in simpler terms. There is no need to make your paper so complex and so hard to read. Make your paper as very simple that even a fresher or someone in high school or secondary school can be able to understand what you are trying to say. And one element of good writing is to be able to communicate an idea in the simplest way possible, making it clearly and understandable to the receiver. Communication is not complete if the receiver does not understand the message. So if your paper is not understandable, the elements of it's not really a good writing piece. Now, the second point, which is they call one of the most important one, is write as you talk. Now, when writing, imagine yourself talking. Have you ever questioned why you comprehend an idea faster when it is spoken to you than when you read it? Now, that is what you use here. We humans, we talk in the active voice. For example, you would not say the car was driven by me, you will say I drove the car. So I'm talking about writing in the active voice instead of the passive voice. So instead of saying, for example, the pH of the fermenting flours is shown in figure 1, you should say figure 1 shows. Figure 1 shows the pH of the fermenting flours. That's way it is easier to read. So instead of saying it is shown that or it was found that, you can say our study shows or we found that. I know there will be a counter to this part where we say we're not supposed to use personal pronouns in academic writing, but I think we should use personal pronouns. It helps us increase readability. So yes, we can use personal pronouns in academic writing. Even high impact journals suggest that we use personal pronouns to help increase readability. That way it is easily understood. So your article will be simpler to read and understand if you use the active voice when writing. And additionally, it makes it more readable and sweeter to the ear to listen. Now, there are tools that can help you spot passive voice in your writing. Most times you can skip it. You can help you spot writing voice in your writing and change it to active voice. One of those tools is Quillbot. So I think you should use Quillbot, and more recently ChatGPT. I know we are scared of ChatGPT, but it can help you improve your writing. The third point is to remove the fear of writing in academics. Remove the fear of writing in academics. Now, I know you have this paper that you want to communicate, you have done research, you want to put it out there, and you want to make it sound so interesting to the reader. However, most times we tend to approach writing from the interesting part and forget that we are supposed to communicate our ideas first before making it interesting. So as a result, we tend to use complex terminologies that eventually catches up with us and stops us from writing, and we get scared of writing. Another thing is, most of us think that academic writing or writing research are meant for only intellectuals. And if you are interested in writing, you should just go ahead and write your ideas in your own words, in a simple language. Like I said, there are tools that can help you rewrite what you've written and help you spot active, passive voices in your manuscript. So do not be scared. So just remove the fear of writing academics, write naturally, write like you would talk. Use the simplest terms that you can use to write. This way, the fear of writing would move out of your body. You will not be scared of writing. I think you should focus more on having a perfect and intriguing manuscript when you are revising. But the first thing to do is to just drop your ideas and communicate it. Look for the simplest way to just write what you are talking about. Focus on perfection and elegance and engagement when you are revising. That's what I do when I write. I just put down my ideas. Even if I'm writing in the passive voice, I'm not sure. But when I go back to revise, I'm like, okay, I need to make some changes. That way, it's more interesting. And to even help you write better, I think you should, during revision, you should read what you've written aloud to yourself. If you can't find anybody to help you read it aloud to yourself. That way, it is easier to know that, okay, this particular paragraph is too complex for me to understand, even you, the writer, to understand. That means the reader would also find it hard to read. So always put yourself in the position of the reader so you can write a readable and understandable academic paper. So I hope these few points have been able to explain how you can write an engaging manuscript. If there are more points you can put, please drop in the comments below.